communicators, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. And who here has a mentor? So, majority of us has a mentor. I would like to start off this education session by sharing my personal experience as a mentee first, 2 years and 2 months ago, and then progress on my story with my experience as a mentor to 3 of my mentees. 2 years, 2 months ago, I joined Capital Communicators, and that time I was a newbie, afraid of everything. You can hardly see me smiling. If I smile, you know that I'm nervous. And there was Neil, who was running the mentoring program. And then after I joined Capital Communicators as a member, he offered me whether I would like to have a mentor. Oh yes, I said. I just took it on board and I said, Neil, I want you to be my mentor. Neil has been a mentor of mine since then, and he is still my mentor, even though I'm a club president now. But what he had done to me is something very special. He pushes me out of my comfort zone. He made me realize that, yes, I can. He made me realize that public speaking is not that difficult. Started off with me taking on roles as an art counter, timer, my first icebreaker, and then a couple of more speeches. After that, speech competition. Just imagine, joining Capital Communicators for approximately 2 or 3 months, I was being asked by Neil to participate in club contest. And I think, if I'm not wrong, I won the contest. Am I right, Matt? You were at the time.
Which one was it? Was that the humorous one?
Yes, humorous one.
You came second.
Second, okay. Yeah, I remember now. Matt beat me. I came second, but he can't make it to the area contest, and I represent Capital Communicators to the area contest. And Neil guided me along the journey. And I won that, and I represent the area, I went to Aberdeen, and I just enjoyed the whole process with the guidance of my mentor. And then there comes a time, he asked me, would you like to become the Vice President of Education for the club? Well, I say, I'll just give it a try. And there I was, being a Vice President of Education, challenge after challenge, guidance after guidance, and then I participated in more competition, and then here I am today as a club president, able to speak with a smile to everyone. And not only that, I am also a mentor for 3 of the club members. One of them are here today, Nagina, Sandy Gandhi, and Enrico Masani. And through them, I've learned a lot of leadership skills as well as communication skills. I could still remember Nagina once giving an opinion about how I could improve in terms of giving feedback to people. And I took that on board and I learned that. So, mentoring is a two-way process. You learn from your mentor, and once you've gained some confidence, a little bit of knowledge, and you explore yourself, and then you're able to share them to those who need your help. For those who are members, you will have the Capital Communicators, Competent Communication Manual, and at the front of the manual, there are description about the mission of the club. So the mission of the Toastmaster Club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every member has the opportunity to develop communication and leadership skills, which in turn foster self-confidence and personal growth. Here's the next question I'm going to pose to you. How is the club going to achieve its mission by serving to more members if Andy is the only person who's going to tell everyone about the program, how are you getting on with your speech slots, how are you getting on with your progress, are you going to improve yourself, are you okay with your progress on the leadership track or communication track? Andy alone can't do the job. That's why the mentoring program is there to help a Vice President of Education. Andy is not a ninja where he can replicate himself and then come to the meeting every time and say, "Are you alright? Are you happy with the meeting? How can I help you with your communication skills?" No. Andy has a team of mentors to help him. So today, I'm going to talk about steps to mentor a mentee, and I'm going to speak in the point of view of a mentor. Basically, the whole mentoring process is pretty simple. It could be split into 3 simple stages. First stage is what a mentor should do to a mentee during a club meeting. And the second stage is what a mentor should do with a mentee outside the club meeting. And the final stage is what a mentor should always do, regardless of whether it's in the meeting or outside the meeting. Easy? So let's progress on with the first stage. The first stage is what a mentor should do to a mentee during a club meeting. First, sit with a new member, which is your new mentee. Sit with them and ask them how are they getting on, and answer any questions that they have. If you can't answer the question, direct your mentee to the appropriate officer who knows how to answer the question, or more experienced member. Number 2, explain the club customs and procedures. Sometimes you will find that our meeting is very serious, and people will ask that, okay, is this going to be like that all the time? You can explain that sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Explain your past experience of how a good meeting is and how meeting could be even better. Explain the procedures of the structure of the meetings. Number 3, sign up roles and speeches. Not everyone is brave enough to come up to Andy and say that, "Andy, I want to challenge you now. Take your own roles and to book my icebreaker speech." I know Andy sometimes could be very tough and so scary. No worries. Mentor could help a mentee to say, "Andy, my good friend, can you help my mentee to book a role or an icebreaker speech?" Job done. After 6 speeches, you are still afraid of Andy, no worries, mentor is there. Explain the responsibilities. Also, you will find in a manual, you will have a list of items called a Toastmaster's Promise. When you sign up as a Toastmaster, you have a list of responsibility of what you should do in terms of fulfilling your role as a Toastmaster. If you are not clear in any of the roles, or sometimes you may have sleep in terms of doing certain things or making the wrong decision in terms of what you are doing during a meeting, mentor could remind you of what you should do in the terms of fulfilling these responsibilities. 5th, explains officers' duties. Explain what a VPE does, how a VPN could help the club, how a secretary could help the club as well. So explain the roles, because sometimes with all the jargon VPE, VPN, VPPR, a new mentee will definitely get confused.